The dress code, I'm going to go deep into. So please, those with their phone, senior, if anyone has a phone, we're going to go into it. So now let's identify three things. One is the broom. Two is the blue cloth, which he is still wearing. Then the golden thread. Here, three things. So we are going to read from the Bible to find out whether what he is wearing is biblical or is evil or demonic. So we go to Exodus chapter 28 verse 31. Please, if anyone opens it, he can read it for us so that we can all hear it. I don't want just to mention the verses alone. That is Exodus chapter 28 verse 31. No, even they can Google it. It will even be easy when they Google. You don't have.
What is it?
I'll pull it up.
Yes, they can. They can. I want us to prove it by reading it ourselves. Exodus chapter 28 verse 31.
You found it?
Hold on. I'll pull it up.
I got it.
We'll find it. Okay. Can you read it out?
Make the robe of the ephod entirely of blue cloth.
Say it again.
Make the robe of ephod entirely of blue cloth.
Make the cloth of what?
Ephod?
Ephod of entirely what? Blue cloth. What is he wearing?
Blue cloth.
Excuse me, with all due respect, does the Pope wear something like that? Does the Islamic chief or whatever they call him sheikhs, do they wear something like that? But yet still, they have the audacity to describe our people who are doing the right thing as evil and demonic. Let's proceed. So now, we are done with the cloth of blue. So now we go to the second one. The sheep, the golden thread. That is Exodus chapter 39, verse 3. Exodus chapter 39, verse 3. Let's read the golden thread.
Is that it?
Yes, roll it.
They hammered out thin sheets of gold and cut strands to be worked into the blue, purple, and scarlet yarn and fine linen, the work of skilled hands.
Repeat it again so that everyone take your time and just read it word after word. I want everyone to get the picture clear.
They hammered out thin sheets of gold.
They hammer out a thin sheet of gold. Okay.
And cut strands to be worked into the blue, purple, and scarlet yarn.
Thank you. What you see, what they are trying to describe in the scriptures is what you see they are wearing. It looks like gold. The color looks like gold, but it is done with the artisan, a work of a hand that was put together. But you see, once again, here we are. People who don't understand this describe it as negative. Now let's proceed to the final one because we don't have time. Because I would have even liked to touch on the tablet, with what is called the tablet in the Bible, and find out whether we still hold it here. Yes, the tablet will still do it here. When it's time for us to go to the sacred forest, we still carry the tablet and we go with it. Here is it. You can see it here. So let's go ahead with the, let's go to Isaiah chapter 14 verse 3. Let's look at the broom, this broom. This broom, okay, I have yes, Isaiah. There's something called the broom of destruction. As we can see in our previous picture, you can see the priest is holding it. Okay, but I just took it out to make it clear so that everyone can get the picture. So if anyone has opened, but if it's not, I think I have it. No, but I would like our brother to do the reading for us so that it will not look like I'm the one who inserted it there. Okay.
14:23, Isaiah.
Yes, yes.
I will turn her into a place for owls and into swampland. I will sweep her with the broom of destruction, declares the Lord Almighty.
Declares the Lord Almighty, the Lord of hosts. That's the broom of destruction. That is how it is described in the Bible. When there's a period, let's say between July ending to first week of August. When you come here, there's no space to put even to stand. We all congregate and move in a procession to the sacred forest. So when we are going, our chief high priest, as you can see in the picture, holds the broom of destruction. What does it do? What is it used for? On the way, they hold it. So when there is any negative energy approaching, it neutralizes it. That is the purpose of this broom. But the only people who can explain this to you are the people who practice it. So this has been with us for thousands of years. For thousands of years. Okay? So there's not much time. Maybe we'll find another time. When we meet, we're going to go deep into it. Then we're going to discuss about the tablet and other African spirituality that can be found. And based upon my research, about 60% of the about 60% of the Old Testament is full of African spirituality. About 60%, the divination that we do here, that we call Fa or Efa or Ifa, in the Bible, because it has been translated into about 5 to 6 different languages, they now describe the Afa in the Bible as what? Tumin or Tormin. It is spelled Thumin. Tormin. That is, if someone can Google it, yes. That is how our Ifa, then we have what we call what? The Hochi. Hochi Kaka. The Hochi is what we describe, the English describe as what? The cowries. So when you Google the meaning of the Urimin, that the Urimin, Hochi is what they describe in the Bible as what? The Urimin in the Bible. And the Urimin is spelled U-R-I-M. And the Tormim is spelled Thumin. So when you Google this thing, they will tell you, the dictionary and Google will tell you that there are 2 instruments or things that were used by the ancient high priest to find the will of God. So you can see, you cannot just go into a building and just praying and you want to seek the will of God. There is a process to everything. So folks, I know today your day is packed. So I will end it here so that when there's another time, we'll find time and go deep into that. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. You are not gone yet. Do you have any questions to ask? Because this is an educational
questions? Yes.
Do you have any questions, 1 or 2?
Do you have any questions
we can just,
with regards to the Bible or anything? Yes.
So is the Old Testament based on your ancestors?
That's a good question.
Like I'm trying to figure out, did Africans read the Bible and then did they follow it, or is it the other way around? Was it written about you?
Yes, that's a very good question. But let me answer you this way. Before we have what we have today as the Bible, it was not the way it used to be. Our ancestors used to write them on the papyrus scroll. Just like when you do divination, the chief priest or the priest who does the divination writes everything down. The same thing that took place in the Old Testament. So we have what we call the dufakaka. Dufakaka is like doing a divination for entire nation or a town or a village. So all these things were recorded in our ever Pilo language. So every civilization that came translated this knowledge into their system. So when the Assyrians took over the world, they translated it into their language. So when you Google the Urim and the Thummim, the origin, it will take you back to the Assyrian side. Then to Babylonian Empire also came. They also translated the Persian Empire. So many empires came and they translated it. So today, what we have now, it is not as original as it is. So yes, to answer your question, it's not everything that we see in the New Testament is the perfect translation. Now again, when our ancestors left that lost continent of Mu, some went far into the Indians, the lands today they call the India, Japan, China. So when our ancestors, those who are well versed in the spirituality, they were known as what? The Nagasaki or the Nagasachiao. So when you go to India, those who are well versed in spiritual matters are called the Nakas. It was our ancestors, they took those knowledge. So you can see this energy or this our shrine here in the Indian we will call it, there's a place we call what? Torgbui Ganachi. Like Ganachi Voodoo. In the Indian language, they describe us what? Ganesha. The god of thunder, lightning and fire. We have it here. In India, they have it. The Greeks also what? They all have it. But the Greeks picks it up in Kama, in ancient Egypt. So most of all these things were picked from one angle and it was spread throughout the world. That is why you see there's one thing, there's another. I don't know whether you'll be going to some of those places. For instance, let me talk about the Islamic religion.
The question was asking is, did we derive what you are talking about as the dress code of the priest from the Bible, or it has been something which has been part of this?
No, it has been part of this. They copied it rather from us.
Oh, the Bible
actually, the Bible, the Old Testament, is part of our spiritual literature before it was translated into several languages. So, before it spread all these things. So you can see, I've mentioned earlier on, whether the popes wear the same thing. He said, no. The chief imam, they don't wear all these things. But we as the original people, or those who have that knowledge system, are still practicing it. I don't know if I've answered your question.
So, any other questions?
What the priests wear, do they also dictate like what the people who come to see the shrine wear? Or is that from a different text or from an oral tradition?
Can you repeat the question again?
So we talked about how the priest wears the blue and gold, all based on the Bible.
Yes.
Does the Bible also dictate like what the people that come to visit the shrines wear, like the cloth?
Oh, okay. You see, wherever the shrine is, it's a sacred ground. So whoever is coming here, that's the dress code.
Yeah.
We don't allow people to come close without wearing food, because you may walk at certain places and you may step on certain things that are not clean. So that is why you have to leave your slippers outside before you come close to this place, because we see it as sacred. So when you go to the scripture, as they say, when they say Moses appeared in the burning bush, he took off his sandals. It's a sacred ground. So that is all it is. So when you are coming to every places, like sacred places, it is advisable. And this is not only practiced here. If you go to India, they do the same thing. If you go to Japan and all those people who practice something similar to ours, they also practice the same thing. Yes. So I hope I've answered your question. Okay. My dear sister, do you have any questions? All right. But maybe in the evening or sometimes if there is a time, we can find time and do more. But for now, if there's no more questions,
You explained everything really nicely. I like the connection you made from the Bible and so like how everybody views it as like evil and stuff, but it says it in the Bible. Everything that you do basically comes from the Bible.
it's practical. We are practicalizing it. So that is all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.